probably an hour out from Grand Forks. Starting to see a little clearing in the east, although with this number 3, you're going north, west, east, south. It's all over, however they can get you through these mountains. It was raining pretty hard back a while ago, so I just kept my focus on the road. But I'm keeping it let these vehicles go by. I'm keeping it probably 70 to 85, fourth gear. Lots of engine compression there to slow me down in the turns. Kind of tic-tacking the turns, you know, with this water. These 50/50 tires are made more for off-road, I find. They're a little jumpy in the wet here. I'm not really worried about it, but I've never used these big 50/50 in real wet. Although I did have that one, the hide now on the back coming up through Ontario, but a different one on the front, more of a highway tire on the front. So now I got pure 50/50s, and they're good, but it's the grip that that you look for in this wet road. Tires build up the heat that you want in them. But I don't lean, in these turns like this, the heavy water. The big issue this morning is visibility. The rain, the fog, helmet glasses fogging up. Sometimes you just can't avoid it. The stuff just happens. So I got lots of lights on, and so I know people can see me, and I can ride accordingly to the road, but it's to see the wildlife that might just pop out there at the last minute. So if you're into a bit of a lean and heavy water, something comes out. That's why I like running about fourth gear, because you can let off that throttle. The bike will stand back up, but the compression will hold it back, give you, the braking that you're kind of looking for, and then you can finesse it with your front and rear. But I do like that feeling if you're coming down a hill and you can't quite make out, you see things, and it's a dark object. It could be a rock or just a tree, just shrub growing on the side of the road, but you can't quite discern what it is. You let off just like this, and you hear that engine compression, stands the bike up, and then you're not jamming and fooling with the brakes in wet conditions. So I'm letting everything pass me, but you can see here I'm generally going east, and I'm going to come out of this after a while. But you look down on my GPS down there, and that's what I would call relatively smooth. But up there, it starts to get a little, I'm going to find a spot there and let these vehicles go by. I can see on my GPS there, I got a good turn here. Come around it, so they get a little bit of a view. I'll let them go by there right after that turn. And I don't want anybody crowding me from behind. There, I'll just swing over a little bit and let them scoot by. I got better control of them when they're in front of me. And if a deer or something sneaks out, you kind of got point man. Although you're not going to see, or I don't think you're going to see much wildlife movement in this rain. But that's common in Cabot Trail. Every time I leave Shetty Camp, you've got French Mountain, Mackenzie, North, and Smoky. So when you're coming up out of Shetty Camp, French Mountain, and you pass the Skyline Trail, I'll always slide in behind a car. And when you see those brake lights on, you can guarantee there's a moose on the road. So the cars will slow down to observe, and they're not quite sure what to do. And if the moose is on that side of the road right there, I'll put myself right there on their rear quarter panel. And if the moose darts at them and the car jams, I'm on the outside, but it gives me a defenseman sort of thing. So I always like to have these wildlife corridors, which is what I'm in now, and I like to have cars ahead of me. Now, you never know, timing is timing, but you never know, what's ahead. But you try to place your players where you need them. There's a little clearing there, and we're getting there. It's cool. Should have had my heated vest on. I got my winter gloves on. They absorb the water really well. I can feel the dampness on my arms. It's not wet, just damp, but that heated vest would have solved that. But I just figured a couple hours, I'll be out of this stuff. Had a great sleep last night. I would not want to be waking up in a campground in these mountains, trying to pack soaking wet gear, get something to eat, coffee. No, sir. When I'm up in these elevations, and there's kind of inclement weather coming, they build these things called hotels or motels with heat, breakfast, comfortable bed, and coffee. And that's where you'll find me. All right, till later.